Hello, folks.
Hello.
Welcome to the Global BA Day.
Yay!
Hey. And it's a pleasure to join the IIBA party of the year, the Global BA Day. I'm here with my good friend Vince Mirabelli hosting this show. Hello, Vince. How are you?
I'm great, Fabrício. Great to be here. Welcome to, I'm going to put on my best radio voice. What would you do? BA edition, IIBA 20th anniversary edition. What would you do?
What would you do is the name of the game that we're playing today with these wonderful guests that are here with us. Welcome, folks.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Hello.
Let's do a quick round around the table for folks that probably don't need an introduction, but let's do it anyway. First up, we've got Tina Lovelock. Yay, Tina. Let's get to this view. Hey, Tina. Next up, we've got Judy Alter.
Hey. Hello.
Next, Mindy.
Mindy Bo.
Not to be outdone, Bindu.
Hey,
And
everyone.
lastly, because somebody needs to have an initial in their name, Stephen Q Jones.
It's an A.
I know it's an A, but Q is like mysterious. So welcome everyone to What Would You Do? We'll give you a brief introduction to the game, and then we're going to dive right in. So What Would You Do is going to present you with 3 different scenarios, and then you're going to have questions to answer where your objective really is to make us and the audience laugh. Now, audience, if you want to, please visit menti.com, enter in this code, and you can follow along and vote with who makes you laugh. Which one of our 5 panelists has the funniest answer to our question. And we're going to talk about the past, the present, and the future of business analysis as a profession. So, any questions before we get going from our panelists?
So it's not about accuracy?
Huh?
No, not at all.
It's not about accuracy, it's about making you laugh.
Actually, the criteria depends on the judge, so the audience can use their own criteria to judge you. They can judge you by the accuracy, by how good was your answer, how funny it was, or maybe if your cat just crossed the screen and it
Points. Extra points for that.
Criteria depends on the judge, right?
As a judge, I'm looking to be entertained. So make me laugh, clowns. All right. So we've got our Menti up, and let's kick it off with our first question.
Or maybe the first scenario. Let's start with a scenario.
Sorry,
right?
that's what I meant. Our first scenario.
Let's talk about the past.
All right.
Can you tell us the scenario, or do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, you tell it, and I'll post the question when it's ready.
All right. So let me see the scenario right here.
Yeah.
The scenario. The year, is 2003. Cell phones are becoming more popular, and you are a top geek with your Nokia 1100. Some of your old colleagues are connecting with you at Orkut that you access from home by a dial-up connection. You work in a software development team, right? That's your scenario. And the question for you is, are you giving us the question, Vince?
I'm happy to give the question, and it looks like Steve Jones is going to be the first one to answer. Stephen Z. Jones, your customer asks you to build a software and worry about requirements specification after it's delivered. What would you do?
And you have 30 seconds.
I thought that was fact, because that's what often happens.
Oh,
It's funny and it's true. I mean,
It's what's that Metallica song? Sad but true. This was funny and true. Good. Fantastic. All right. Steve says this is reality and not a made-up scenario. So there we go. Next up, Tina.
It is reality, and I have written that requirement specification after the software has been implemented on several occasions, particularly in 2003, because I worked for a local council then, a local authority, and it was very common to just buy something and then go around and speak to people afterwards and say, what do you want from this software that we've already bought? So it was kind of like a kind of survey kind of thing, the writing requirements, and then try and say, well, it doesn't do exactly that, but maybe it's to do this other thing that's not really what you want, but hey, let's call that a win. So
we gotta buy something else.
Yeah, that is definitely the ghost of Christmas past coming back to haunt us all there.
Fabrício, I think we did too good a job with writing these scenarios because they're too close to reality. Also, Mindy just got a vote for funniest story, and I don't know how that happened. I'm really
She didn't answer yet.
How did Mindy the most votes so far?
Remember,
This is bizarre. Okay, well, I mean, Mindy, I'm gonna jump over Judy. Judy, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Let
me earn this
Mindy.
Point that I got.
Yeah, please.
I haven't done it.
I can't move
Okay,
you
so
over.
the customer owns the Nokia phone, and we're dealing with like an old, 45-year-old computers people. So I would build a hello world, put up the best picture of me that I could find, and then put a flashing red button on it going, what would you like this button to do? And say, okay, so maybe we do need to dive into this a little bit more because maybe this isn't what you want. Like, get the strong no. I would go for that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go funnier. That was like a very rational answer. No, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm working my way.
It's a little off-brand, but it's fine. Judy.
Well, I would cut to the chase, save a lot of money, a lot of time, and just send it to production and then find out what happens. And then I would take the team out for happy hour because we may be all employed very soon.
There we go.
But isn't that also reality?
There's an on-brand answer. There's an on-brand. Yep. All right. And finally, Bindu, what would you do?
Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
I'm
still dialing.
That's what you do.
Oh,
I'm still dialing into the modem.
right.
Okay.
Outstanding.
We have a winner.
All right. Well, we'll give folks. So, who had the best answer? And the best is subjective, but who had the best answer? Let's go to the live leaderboard. Oops. Live leaderboard. There we go.
Let's give them some time, Vincent. Let's give us our points because you and I also have some tests here, so we have to give points.
So we've got 50 points that we can give out each, and we can distribute it. I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with 10 for Judy. I'm gonna go 10 Judy.
10 for Judy.
Are you writing this down?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I'm gonna go with 5 for Mindy.
5 for Mindy.
Sorry, Mindy. A little bit off brand.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 15 for Tina.
Tina's got 15 from you.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 15 for Bindu. Oh, yeah, 15 for Bindu. And what does that leave? 5 for Steve.
5 for Steve.
I'm not going to distribute my points all the time. Sometimes it'll just be you get 50. But I think that was a solid. I want to make sure everybody gets some points.
Okay, I'm giving points for everyone as well. Okay. I'm actually giving 40 points for Bindu because
that was a solid move.
Yeah. So she didn't got connected.
Yeah.
That happened. That happened in 2003. So that was a really good one. I'm also giving 5 points for Steve and 20 points for Tina, and I had 10 points for Mindy, and for Judy, I noted here somewhere, it was 10 points for Judy as well.
So it's a
let's see the
maximum of
audience.
50 that we can give. I thought it was 50, but that's fine. We
50,
can play
yeah.
with the, we're fast. No, please. Por favor, please. All right. The audience, it looks like we've got 56 people that are voting. I think we can lock this in. Let's add in, where is it? All right, here is our score for question 1. Judy with 14. Mindy with 32. Mindy definitely invited all of her friends.
Hell yeah.
Tina 11. No, hey, that's how you win the game. Tina 11. Bindu 38 wins the round, and Steve Jones a not too distant 5th.
Oh, now she's crazy.
Steve, you've got some work to do. Steve, it's okay. You've got some work to do. All good.
I was waiting for the real question because you were just stating facts.
All right. Sure. Okay. Shall we move on to the next?
All right.
question?
Do you want to show the top score? It's on screen.
Let's do it at the end of each round.
All right. Okay.
At the end of the past, we'll show the running score.
Okay.
All right. Now
There's
into
a second question.
Question number 2. It's the same scenario. Your project manager asks you how much of an estimation of how many hours you're going to need to make the user happy. What would you do? Bindu, we're starting with you this time.
I thought it was 2023, right? It's not 2003.
2003.
But it is 2023 in my experience. I just got off a call from my project manager asking the same question.
You mean things don't get better? And we never learn from the mistakes of the past? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. I'm asking.
See, we're talking about project managers here, aren't we? We're not talking about business analysts.
Whoa. Ding the bell. Ding the bell.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Good answer, but we don't want to disparage others. We don't build ourselves up by tearing others down.
We're not doing it. No, we're not doing it. Definitely not. It's a very genuine question they ask.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I got you some votes, though. All right. Judy, what would you do?
Boy, there's probably not enough hours left in my lifetime to satisfy any PM. So that's what I would do. Say, nope, sorry, can't do it.
Not gonna do it. All right. Who's next? Because I can't see what screen I'm bringing up.
I know.
Tina.
Yeah, so how we're going to make our users happy is not about hours. It's actually going to be about food. So are we going to have the budget on this project to be able to give people free lunch with their workshop? That's going to get a lot of ticks in boxes for winning people over. And if we can't afford lunch, at the very least, can we afford the best biscuits that we possibly can?
There we go. Oh, I was, Tina, I was prepared to give you 50 points, and then Adrian showed up. So
because of Adrian, I should get the bonus point.
Wah, wah. All right. Thank you. All right, Steve Jones, what would you do?
Well, in 2003, the local tavern was about a 10-minute walk away. So if we're talking about making users happy, we're making that trip to the tavern and maybe 4 or 5 hours between darts, drinks, and food. That'll make them happy.
Darts. Well done. 180. I love watching darts on TV. It's the best. Fantastic. All right, Steve. Thanks, Steve. And last, Mindy.
They've taken my answers because that's the thing. I'm going to go join Steve at the bar because everything good happens at happy hour. At least that's in my world. And so we schmooze a little bit, we eat a little bit, we have some biscuits if we need to. And then we just, me and the PM will eventually come up with an answer because everything good happens at happy hour. In the second or third hour, though, never the first hour.
Yeah, the first hour is like the schmoozing and then
dusting off, work kind of thing.
I'm with you.
I'm
right.
hitting darts with Steve.
Fantastic. Well,
right, so
let's go to the live.
What makes the user happy is food and drinks. That's
food,
what I understand, right?
Not being at work.
Not being at work. Okay.
Also that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to our live leaderboard. And Tina's taking a commanding lead here, which is
Thank you as the special guest.
Yeah.
Please give people some extra time to vote on Menti. I want to know about your points. What are your points?
We're going to do our voting now.
Yes,
so I'm going to be much more vigilant and stingy with my point. 30 to Tina, 20 to Steve. Points. Everyone else 0.
It's getting tough now.
For Steve,
0 for everyone else.
All right. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you make friends. You give them 0 points.
And you could have a very good answer, but you are delayed. And sorry, that's part of the game.
That's part of the game.
So you just had the same answer that others won't have given. So you didn't got so many points. But I got 5 points to Judy, 5 points to Mindy, 25 points for Tina. Tina is rocking. Bindu, you got 5 points, and Steve, you got 10 points with her pub, right? So. And we have the points from the audience.
Yeah. So let's lock it in. It looks like everyone's had an opportunity to vote. We're closing it down in 3, 2, 1. So we've got 9% for Judy, 15% for Mindy, 51% for Tina, 11% for Bindu, 13. They just switched 13, 13. That's close enough. Tina went down to 50.
So do I get Mindy's points for having the first answer?
No, just because you want to.
No.
Put it in the comments next time.
This is there's a bit of a democratic aspect to this, Steve. Like all right.
Points just don't matter.
Fabrício, let's see where we're at the end of the past.
All right. So at the past, we ended up with these scores. So Tina is rocking with 151 points, followed by Bindu with 111, followed by Mindy 67, Steven with a number that I don't know what it is, but it's a
58. 58 for Steve.
58 for Steve, and 48 for Judy. So that's the score. Actually.
So it's a tight race for third. Tina's pulling away, but she
the
can
game
still
may
be caught.
change.
We've only completed.
Let's keep going.
We've only completed the past.
All right.
And where do we go from here?
And now we go for the present. No, not the future.
Oh, sorry. The oh my God.
Present.
The present.
Current state of our game. What would you do?
What would you do? I'll read this one if you don't mind, and then I'll throw up the question. So, the year, folks, is 2023. The IIBA is celebrating its 20th anniversary, and business analysis is a well-established discipline expanding its domains to digital transformation, product ownership, data analytics, cybersecurity, and beyond. You work in product development. The questions. Let me bring up, and this question is first going to be for Mindy. So no complaints, Mindy. You get first shot this time.
Need time to
Your development team decides a user story that was prioritized by the product owner to be delivered in this sprint is irrelevant. What would you do?
Okay, so I've been on this prioritization kick all year, so I am ready for this because it all matters how we do the prioritization. What techniques are you bringing in? Are you going to do the dollars? Are you going to do the ranking? And so how can we best get the product owner to understand the ranking the best? So cute dogs. I think dogs and cats, like you kind of get the cute dog and say, is this feature this kind of dog or is this feature that kind of dog? And then rank the dogs. I think like you got to identify with something that the product owner really loves. The product owner loves dogs in this case. So if Dalmatian or okay, yeah.
Is this like my ugly baby thing? Like
sure.
Little bit, but okay.
Sure.
I mean,
Okay.
all babies are beautiful, and all dogs, especially when they're puppies, are beautiful. But that's
if they've been bitten by a dog, though, maybe. But
fair. Okay. Well, you've been dinged. So
I've been
thank you,
dinged.
Mindy.
So prioritization be a dog.
And the fact is, the story was already prioritized, Mindy.
Yeah.
So the team decides.
No, I'm getting to reprioritize.
It was not. It's not. It's irrelevant. What would you do? And that's the question for you.
It's
Now,
been
Tina.
assigned to the sprint, and the team was like, no, not doing this.
We're gonna do it last in the sprint.
Tina, what would you do?
So we've got to decide here whether we're dealing with a product owner or a product owner, because all product owners are not equal, and we're going to have to make some decisions on where the real power is. Is the power with the team? Is the product owner in name only? Is there someone we have to pander to? Are there someone that we can influence? So what type of product owner is where I would be focusing my efforts?
Fantastic. Next up, Steve Jones. Stephen Z. Jones.
I'm all about food. So it sounds like the development team needs some food because clearly they're not making good decisions. So bringing the food, bringing the drinks, same day, and get them on the right page with the product owner because they're the ones that are making the decisions on what needs to be there. Food and drink.
I think Steve just noticed the pattern, and I think it's going to hurt you long term because if you keep going back to food, I'm going to be okay. Really, food again? But I totally agree with your sentiment. Thanks, Steve.
I think they're not in the right frame of mind.
Give every stakeholder what the stakeholder is looking for. That's what Steve is saying. And people just want food.
I know. People just want food. Bindu, what would you do? What would you do?
I think we have the experienced BAs here on the panel, so probably all the strategies are kind of taken away. I'm just trying to think, when we talk about irrelevant, what exactly are we really referring? Because that is subjective, the way I see it, because it's all about perspectives, when it comes to business analysis. So it's a little bit of trying to negotiate and trying to understand what it is, but how do we understand is the key. So how do we have that conversation? Where do we have that conversation? Is it, again, with the drink? Or is it trying to genuinely understand? I know it's not really, really funny here, but end of the day, as a business analyst, what do we do? How do we handle this situation? Again, going back, convincing, talking, probably with a bit of drink. And I'm going on and on because I can't think of any other thing.
At least you're honest. Thank you. Thanks, Bindu. And last, Judy.
Well, my experience with product owners was this. They usually had no experience in working on projects, and they did not have a business analysis background. They were all smart enough to know that the real power on the team was the BAs. And so I think that you should probably do a fist of 5 to include the team. And then if the product owner doesn't like the decision, then I think I would just tell them, I guess it stinks to be you.
You call it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Let's check out our live leaderboard. I'm going to keep things really simple here. No one blew me away there.
Yeah.
10 across the board. 10 for everybody.
10 for everyone? Oh, you didn't see any difference between all of them?
No one made me laugh in particular.
Yeah, if you're just using that as a criteria, but I would say that
I absolutely am.
If you're looking for different criteria here,
it looks like my friends are voting now.
I was very upfront with that from the beginning. I am. It's all about making me laugh.
Okay. I
Right.
use a different criteria from this
in,
time. Like Mindy just didn't answer the question. Let's reprioritize. How do prioritizations and
I'll answer the question I like to answer.
The cute dogs thing, it was lost on me, but still, I like Mindy, so it's fine.
So you got no points from me, Mindy. I like very much Tina saying about what kind of product owner do we have, and that brings an interesting perspective because it changes the scenario, and so depending on the scenario, that could be different. So you got 15 points from me, Tina. Judy called the answer for herself and said, I decided that's me. Judy, you got the best answer. 20 points for you. Steve got 10 for me, and Bindu got 10 for me as well.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Let's go back and same scenario.
I didn't map it, the points from the audience. Can you please put the number?
Yes, please. I'm happy to do that. Let's go back to this view here. So we're locking it in. Judy 20.
Go on.
Mindy 6.
Right.
Tina 15. Bindu 15. Steve Jones wins the round according to the audience.
I would say that the audience likes food as well, Steve.
The audience likes food.
You're on your path. Yeah. Go.
There we go. All right. So we're in the same scenario. And Judy, you're going to get first crack at this one. Same scenario.
Okay.
This time, you're supposed to prioritize a backlog with hundreds of items, but the business strategy is unclear or doesn't exist. What would you do?
I think that probably the easiest way to handle this is to just put up the dartboard and just toss them at a dart, with darts, and if anything gets hit, then you keep it. Anything doesn't, it's out. There's no win here. You could spend hours and waste your time.
Okay. Please, I got a question from Judy Ward. She asked you to share the Menti link again.
I just did, but I'll do it again.
All right.
There it is.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. No, if you can put it on screen because people are not seeing your chat.
It's up at the top, actually. It's at the top of every screen. So if you go, I'm just going to switch the view here, Steve. Sorry. It's always here at the top of the chat. So you can go to menti.com and enter this code, and that'll take you right there.
All right. Perfect.
And again, somehow Tina got a vote and hasn't gone yet. I don't understand this.
I guess she's voting for herself.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe.
That's part of
Steve Jones, what would you do?
I'm going to take the product owner, product management team and give them all some blurry glasses and give them a map and say, where are we going? And when there's no real response, now I'm going to say, this is what the team sees. We don't know where we're going, so we don't know what to do. Have a snack and figure out what our strategy is. What's our vision?
Steve
Come back from lunch.
Going back to that well.
Tell us what the vision is, where we're going.
Give them food.
Food and communication.
Food. Yes. Mindy's prioritizing with dogs, and Steve is prioritizing with food.
Food. All right.
Food and drinks.
Who's up next? Tina, what would you do?
No, I think this is a real opportunity. When there's no business strategy, when there's nothing to align to, we can deliver the thing that's fun to build, the thing that we're going to enjoy working together on as a team. And so instead of focusing on the negative and saying, oh, we don't know what we're doing, what do we want to build? What do we want to deliver? And how can we have fun and do something that we think is going to tick the boxes for some of our users and solve some of the problems that we know are out there? So I think we can be proactive, take action, and have fun with what we want to deliver.
Actually,
I think Tina took losing last question very personally. That was a wow. Okay, Bindu, what would you do?
Actually, I'm torn between two ideas. So again, it depends if the team are actually really adults or if the team are actually, the teenagers within codes. So if I'm playing with the teenagers, probably I would have all the backlog items in jigsaw puzzles and give it to them so that they can actually fill and create an image. Or if I am actually working with adults, then probably rock, paper, scissors, Spock. Have you heard about this game, by the way?
Yes.
Yes.
Rock, paper, scissors, lizard, spot.
Just random. Throw strategy to the universe and let the universe decide.
Exactly, because that is what we don't have a strategy, which means we are going with the supreme strategy, the highest high power strategy, and that's exactly how we go.
There we go. And last, Judy.
Oh boy. Didn't I give an answer to that?
Did you? I don't know. Did I miss? Who did I miss?
I said
Judy did. Yes.
Who hasn't gone yet? Mindy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mindy.
There we go.
As you can see on the screen, I can't see who's at the bottom, so I'm just going to
there we go.
so I can see everybody. There you go, Mindy.
There we go.
I know. So the thing is, I would lock all the product owners, the business people in a room and say, we're not leaving until you tell me the strategy and I know how to prioritize this. It's like, what can we do to figure this out? If you give me priority, then you can leave the room. And it's clear. It just
no dogs. Come on.
You got it. No, you got to go to lunch. No, there's no biscuits for you, baby. No,
no biscuits for you. This is like no soup for you. No soup for you.
All right.
Bring puppies into the room with them.
Fantastic. All right. Well, now it's in the hands of the audience. I'm going to switch over to our audience view. It looks like Tina's got a commanding lead in this question. I kind of agree with the audience in this one. I'm gonna go 5 for everybody. You know what, Fabrício, you don't need to fill it in. I can do it too. 5 for everyone. And I'm gonna go 25 for Tina. I think that was a solid response. Solid response.
Perfect.
All right. So where does that take us to?
Just Tina and Mindy are making points. I like it very, very much. Tina answers about just have fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was the best answer, I gotta say.
So I'm giving 30 points for Tina, but 20 points for Mindy because I think that's probably the most accurate answer we got. Put everybody in the room and don't let them feed themselves before they realize what's the best strategy for them.
Agreed.
Let them fight it out.
All right. Well, it looks like the audience is voting. We're up to 66 votes. So more people have joined in. Let's go to the audience vote. Here's our live vote. Looks like Judy's got 6%, Mindy 14%, Tina. Oh, Mindy has just dropped to 13. Tina 57.
Roll back.
You got rolled back. Tina 57.
How does that work?
Folks. It's hard to do live voting here.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's adjust this. Judy's got 18. Mindy's got 15. Tina 55. 10 for Bindu. 12 for Steve. We're locking that in, folks. So we're going to the next question.
Or we can make a wrap up before the next scenario.
After 2 rounds. Ooh, Tina
is rocking.
Away.
Crushing it.
It's hard to beat Tina, but you still have the third scenario. Let's talk about the future.
Let's do
it. Tina is rocking, and you are almost at the same points. In the third place, Bindu is in the second, but not very far from the rest. So let's see what happened in the third scenario.
I will say that distribution looks inappropriate. I'll just say that. But anyways, Fabrício, please tell us. Let's take us to the future.
All right. The year is 2043. Self-driving cars, advanced robotics, and AI-driven healthcare are common. Your work is remote physically, but local virtually, based on an augmented reality version of your company. Humanity is still struggling with climate change, pandemics, and environmental degradation. You work in a Mars exploration and colonization mission. What would you do? And you give us the question, Vince.
I'm happy to do that. And the first one's going to come to Mindy. A member of your crew decides not to cooperate anymore because their last DNA exam identified that they're missing the cooperation gene. What would you do?
Oh my Lord. The first thing that comes to mind, because I usually need a minute to think about these things, is I'm thinking about the carnival fairs where you have competitions and you have to tie yourself together to somebody. So you have to cooperate or you can't do anything in life. Mm-hmm. And so we tie a leg together, we tie an arm together, and he has to cooperate. He has to cooperate with me to do something. Anything is better than nothing. And we walk around like that for a while until the cooperation gene kicks in. Because it's there, it's just dormant.
All right.
Perfect.
Steve Jones, what would you do?
I think this is a classic example because they decided that they weren't going to cooperate anymore. So it means they were at one point. So I'm going to talk to that person and say, you had it at one point, so let's find some happy. Go to the bar. Have a drink, talk about happiness, talk about how cooperating can bring more happiness, build better life with cooperation.
Oh,
we can bring it back.
Steve.
It's there.
Predictable Steve. Drinks and food. Good. Well done. Thanks, Steve. All right. Tina, what would you do?
So I can relate to this one because I am also missing the cooperation gene. My competitive gene is much stronger than my ability to cooperate. However, it is no excuse because I have had to learn these skills anyway. And I think that speaks to the whole of business analysis because you're not born a business analyst. I think there's a lot of perception that our personality is more important than it is, and that actually it's a skill set that anyone can learn and we can practice. And so certainly with cooperation, you can practice and you can get better at this skill even if you're not born with it.
It's not just what you were born with.
All right, thank you, Tina.
That you can learn. Perfect.
There we go.
Steve came around.
We already did you. Bindu.
This is something which was in the past, which is today, and which is in 2043 as per the scenario. I have been fortunate enough to work with so many people who are not corporate, and I very genuinely, respectfully say that because it's the people who are not actually not cooperating is the situation that makes them not to cooperate. So the only strategy I always do is try to understand why they are not cooperating. And the moment I understand why they are not cooperating, I have already got their cooperation there. And when I can solve that situation, they are there to cooperate. And this is actually a genuine real life example. It's not being funny, but that's the only story I've got here.
The reason this case, Bindu, is because it's not in their DNA.
Yeah. So it's not, you're right, it's not funny. It'll probably get you points from the audience, just not from me. And that's okay. Like I'm just a data point. And lastly, Judy.
Okay, had a lot of time to think. I would.
Which means you're held to the highest standard.
That is true. I would get them in a room, and they would be forced to listen to me going through all of my soft skills presentations that I've ever written, along with all of my information that I recently have written about about high performing teams and BAs as leadership, that sort of thing. And then by that time, I think they would be ready to probably run from the room, and they would have found their cooperation gene. But you have to remember, in 2043, assuming I'm still here, I'll be 85 years old. So that would be the extra torture probably with being in a room with me.
Yeah, those old people stories, they hit hard. They hit hard. All right.
I would say that Judy answers is, I will torture them.
Torture
until they cooperate.
The audience seems to like torture.
I'm genuinely surprised no one went with like gene therapy or like injecting him, giving him a pill. It's 2043. This is the art of the possible.
I bribed everybody. I really.
It's all good. Well, Steve covered bribes with food, but food and drink.
I think she brought $20 bills or something.
Do you know what $20 is worth in 2043? It's like 50 cents.
Probably.
Yeah.
You're being optimistic.
I know.
Well, that's me.
I know. All right. So let's give some time for the audience to vote. I entered my scores because I don't need Fabrício to do it for me. I'm not fancy. I went five points for Judy, 15 for Mindy, 5 for Tina, and then 10 for Bindu, 10 for Steve.
All right. I gave Steve 5. I'm kind of tired about bars, Steve.
Me too.
I don't drink. So Bindu, you also got 5 from me. Mindy and Judy got 10 points. And Tina, you were rocking today. You got 20 points from me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That takes us to our final question.
Oh, no. Let me mark the audience points, please.
Oh, yes. Let's do my apologies. Excuse me, sir. It looks like the audience was split between Judy at 33% and Tina at 33%. We've got Mindy at 5, Bindu at 12, and Steve makes up some ground with 17%.
All right. So,
it looks like we've got some adjustments.
Last round?
This is the last round. This is the last round. And we're going to start this round with Judy. Judy, it's the same scenario. The AI pilot decides to change your spaceship's route to the sun as it's a better approach to saving Earth's environment. What would you do?
What? What?
So you're on a spaceship. Let me elaborate. You're on a spaceship. The spaceship is like, you know how we're going to solve the AI of the spaceship is saying, you know how we're going to solve climate change? We're going to just destroy everybody. And we're gonna launch you into the sun. What would you do?
Probably a good idea from some perspective, right?
Yeah, you're on the spaceship. So what would you do?
I would whip out my own AI robot, of which I've bought several software lately to do that. And I would just create something that would allow me to jet out of the spaceship and not go to the sun, because really 2043, I don't know if I'm going to care much about the Earth's environment.
Very selfish answer, but look.
Bold
We're all left
statement.
to our own
I mean, cool. That's cool.
There we go.
Judy
Future
wants to
problems
help
is
us out.
for
That's
future
fine.
people.
No problem. No problem. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Judy. Bindu, what would you do?
If we are going to sun, then probably as a true business analyst, I will start analyzing what do we need, which means we need a truckload of sunscreen, and I would make sure we have that.
All right.
I mean, there's no one's ever tried that before.
Nope.
Putting on just layers of sunscreen and then going to, no one's tried it. So
You don't know how effective sunscreens are going to be in 2043.
we don't know.
As they
It
say,
might
we
be like
don't-
SPF 2000, and then it's like you could live on the sun. We don't know. We don't know.
It
Okay,
is all
good. I like that.
with some technology. Yes, definitely with some technology in it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Bindu.
All right.
Mindy.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got to get the AI pilot to talk to the Joshua computer from the War Games movie, and then we bring in Hal from the other computer that's taking over, and they all talk and they
2001,
implode. And they're like, they all try and beat each other, and it's futile. You know, play out that scenario and go, what good does it do you, AI pilot? That doesn't do you any good.
So we're gonna have an intervention for the AI pilot.
Computer smackdown. Yeah.
You bring all the bad AI pilots together and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, let's have a conversation." All right, so
Yeah,
we'll moderate a discussion,
Yeah.
not between stakeholders, but just between AIs.
It's an intervention. It's an intervention. Tina, what would you do?
The Office, where Michael Scott is following his sat nav to take a shortcut and he drives into a lake. So
Yes.
I'm deciding to Michael Scott the situation and trust the AI and believe that this is a shortcut back to Earth. We're now in 2043. We're in a spaceship that can penetrate the sun's atmosphere, and we're going to use it as a shortcut to get back to Earth. So I'm going to trust the AI in this scennario.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
It didn't work well for Michael Scott, but let's fingers crossed that it's better this time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think everyone else is gone. So last but certainly not least, Steve Jones.
See, I'm going to learn from what Mindy put up, because I think the problem with bringing 3 AIs that want to destroy the Earth or destroy humanity, they're going to agree and accelerate us. I don't want that. So I'm going to 2 options: pull together a team and try to figure out what variables the AI is working from, change the variables so that it actually gets us back home. And a plan B, I'm going to pull out the old manual remote, plug it in, and be able to drive in case we can't change the variables enough. So we'll do some manual
You're gonna
driving.
try to override the AI, and okay.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
I like it. Thanks, Steve. All right, audience. This is now your opportunity to vote. It looks like Judy's got the lead on this question. Oh, Steve makes a big jump. Oh, because right now there's only 23 people. It's climbing slowly. So it looks like people are still voting. This is our last question, ladies and gentlemen.
We're almost done here.
Of all ages. This is our last question. So this is
I give some extra points for Mindy because I love it the way that she's using her BA skills to facilitate a session between AIs. That was
between
great.
the stakeholders.
So I did not trust you, Tina, in this one. You got no points for me because I don't want to go that way because I want to leave. And I thought Judy was kind of selfish. Sorry, Judy, you're not getting some points for me as well.
Yeah.
I'm giving 15 points for Bindu and Steve on that one.
Yeah. I also went. I was hurt a little bit by Judy's. I gave her 5 points. I gave Mindy 20 points. I gave Tina 10. I gave Bindu 25. She won the round, and I gave Steve 20 as well. So it looks like the audience is coming up on the end of their voting. We've got Judy with 25. Steve won the round with 43, and then Judy 25. Mindy 14, Tina 11, Bindu 8% of
that
the
was
vote.
A change because Tina was rocking in every question, and this question she didn't got the best answer.
You know what? She built such a commanding lead. She could take it easy.
Yeah,
that's surmountable.
That's fine.
That's even
I think that a lot of my old friends just got out of bed and joined the session.
So why don't we go and let's look at the final score, ladies and gentlemen. The final score as we close down our show It looks like Tina is our winner. Yay!
Tina brings the big middle finger.
Tina wins the day with 379 points. Steve Jones comes out of nowhere to take second, 237.
Well done, Steve.
Bindu not too far behind, 235. She grabs third place. Mindy, 207, and Judy, 197.
Everybody very close except from Tina.
Yeah. You know who the real winner is today? Because all these points are meaningless. You know who the real winner is today? The BA community for having all of you. Folks, we're over time, but we'd like to thank you for participating in the first ever BA edition of What Would You Do? Join us later on today for the second edition of What Would You Do? Totally new participants, maybe totally new questions, who knows? Fabrício, take us out.
All right, so thank you very much for joining us, not just in this session today, but all the sessions that we had at the BAJam sessions with great speakers all around the world in different shows. It was a funny month. Last month, we had more than 20 sessions of the BAJam community. It was a pleasure to be part of this group. Thank you very much. And keep online for the rest of activities at the BA Global BA Day.
Bye, everyone.
See you guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Great to be here. Bye-bye.